Are you an INFP who's struggling to find your place as a leader, or you've had it forced upon you and now you're like, what do I do? How do I lead these cats to the right direction? Like herding cats? I don't know. Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 3 different bits of advice coming from my own self as an INFP stepping into a leadership position. So as an INFP, we're introverts. We want to be in the back line a little bit. We don't want to step out and stand in the spotlight. But sometimes life calls for that. And honestly, I think it's one of the things that INFPs really need to do more of, because I think the world needs us to be in the spotlight more and to be more confident and to assert ourselves. And it's difficult. I know. And it's scary. I know. And we don't want to tell other people what to do. I know. So I want to give you 3 different tips on how to do this in a way that's aligned with who you are and your personality type as well. So first up, embrace your strengths. I call introverted feeling the resonating soul, and this is our core strength. It's being able to tap into a deep level of our identity, to understand our values at a deep level. Even if we can't specifically describe them with words, we live by our values and our conscience and our soul. We naturally bring that into any sort of situation in our life. It's so important to us. It's like water to a fish, right? We're always surrounded by it. And having that in a leadership position can be extremely helpful. It's like this immovable flag that's just planted there. Like, this is what we stand for. This is what's important to us. And being able to communicate that, yes, it's a bit more difficult, but if you embody it, you can more naturally lead people through your own actions. As an INFP, you're probably not going to just do whatever other people are doing or what the other company is doing. You have a solid stuckness, for good or bad, that you're probably going to latch onto. And that can be a very good thing, right? It's like the bat signal, right? Everybody just rally around this. This is the heroic sign that is important to us, the sign of justice and security or whatever it is. You can bring that into any engagement when you start living by it more through expressing it a bit more. And it's going to feel rough. It's going to feel a bit difficult. I understand. Working on living into that more is extremely helpful. Another strength that we have is our extroverted intuition, this innovating explorer character within our psyche that's about brainstorming, thinking of new ideas, innovating, connecting the dots in different ways, answering questions with novel answers. And it's so fun. It's so exciting. It helps us think outside the box. And a lot of times people need that too. People need to get outside their head to think about what could happen. And it also brings in a very optimistic tone to life. When you're constantly thinking about all the different positive ways that things can go, you're going to direct yourself and other people in many fun directions. But hopefully you'll be able to pick one that's aligned with your values and your identity. Another tip is to set some clear boundaries. As INFPs, as feelers, we tend to, in some ways, be people pleasers. We won't assert our boundaries strong enough sometimes. And with that comes, well, okay, yeah, I'll do this. It's okay. I can go along with this for a little bit until it clashes with a value. Then there are a lot of problems. We really need to set clear boundaries a little bit sooner so that people don't nudge on our boundaries and push us slowly into doing things that we don't want to do. And so to avoid this, make sure you set some clear boundaries with your team and coworkers. Make sure that they know that this is what you're willing to do and this is what you're not willing to do. Make it clear that you work at this time and you don't work at this time, right? You focus on these projects, you're not focusing on these projects. Delegate those out to other people. And I know delegation is pretty difficult for INFPs. It's an extroverted thinking skill set. But if you can do that, then you get more time to focus on what is important to you and the direction of the business or the community or whatever it is that you're leading. And another tip is to work on your weaknesses, specifically introverted sensing and extroverted thinking. Introverted sensing, the stabilizing guardian character within your psyche, that's all about referencing the past and stability and implementing those lessons into the next activity or next event or whatever it is. And extroverted thinking is the strategizing commander. It's about getting things done, task completion, checking things off the list, accomplishments, and delegating out tasks and things like that. Organization, logical organization. And you can improve those by putting more time and focus and energy into those and creating a system that will allow it to happen more naturally. So having like a system, a check at the end of the day. What did I do today? What did we do today as a team? What went well? What didn't go well? What's the next step for tomorrow? It doesn't have to be this huge, massive thing. Just a check. What happened? What are we going to implement? What's the next step? What happened? What are we going to implement? Introverted sensing. What's the next step? Extroverted thinking. You bring those together and you're going to more easily deal with the chaos that can happen from dealing with a lot of people as a leader and making decisions. Making fast-paced decisions is an extroverted thinking, extroverted feeling type way, right? It's not necessarily an introverted feeling thing. But through time and practice and creating a system and a structure, you're going to be able to do that faster because it's already created. You don't need to re-sift through your values every time you're making a decision because it's already been clearly defined. So remember, as INFPs, we have the ability to inspire other people and really make them feel listened to because we are listening to them, and to give that emotional space for them to explore themselves, to express what is going on, and just really listening into their identity and finding ways of problem solving that make everyone else heard, and that resonate with as many people as possible. Sometimes you're going to have to make the difficult choice, right? Sorry, can't do it this way. We got to do it this way. But you're coming at it through an empathetic, heartfelt position, I hope. If you're not, then you're probably too stressed out and you need to work on your introverted feeling balance with extroverted thinking. You can check out the video over here if you need more help with that. And if you really want to work on your INFP personality type and gain more nuanced understanding of it, go to infp.geekpsychology.com and buy the INFP Masterclass, I Now Feel Positive Masterclass. Learn more about yourself, learn how to leverage the different parts of your personality type so that you can live a more fulfilling and satisfying and happy life. Hope to see you there.